Hello everyone, welcome to my channel once again. So today I'm going to discuss clock introduction part. Basic part I'm going to explain you. Okay, right? So in general, if you take clock, okay, so we can find circular shape, otherwise rectangle shape, or so maybe square shape also. But in general, we consider so circular shape as the general shape. Okay, na? So now let us see here the smaller hand. The smaller hand indicates hours hand, and the bigger hand indicates okay minutes hand, right? Remember, okay, smaller hand is nothing but hours hand, and bigger hand is nothing but minutes hand. Okay, so before going to the introduction part, we need to discuss one keyword. That keyword is that minutes space. So the keyword is minutes space. Minutes space. So minutes space means, I'll tell you in general. For example, if you look at the clock, what is the time now in this clock? 3 o'clock na? Okay, so the time is 3 o'clock. Now if you observe 12 to 3 in between, we have some divisions. Okay, we have some divisions now. How many divisions are there? Up to 12 to 1, up to 1 o'clock. Okay, one number, it is 5 divisions, and 1 to 2, 10 division, and 2 to 3, okay, so 15 divisions, right? So these divisions we call in general time means, in terms of time means we call okay minutes, but in terms of space means we have to call minutes space, right? So in terms of time means these divisions we have to call minutes division. In terms of space means we have to call minutes space. Okay, now when the time is 3 o'clock, what is the minutes space between so hours hand and minutes hand means okay how many divisions are there? So 15 divisions na, 15 divisions. Let me explain you very clearly. Let us observe here. Okay, so 12 to 1, 12 to 1. Forget about 12th division, 12th line. Okay, so after 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to number 1. Okay, total how many divisions are there? 5 divisions are there. It means for every 1 hour, how many divisions are there? 5 divisions are there. For 1 hour, if it is 5 divisions are there, means so total how many hours are there in this clock? 12 hours, na? So 12 into 5, 60 divisions. So what is the total minute space of this clock? 60 minutes space. Okay, so simply remember, for every 1 hour 5 divisions are there. So similarly for every 2 okay hours 10 divisions are there. For 3 hours okay so 15 division. It means for 1 hour if it is 5 means okay, so for example 5 hours means 5 into 5. Okay, just simply remember. Now what is the total minute space of this clock? 60 minute space now. So minutes space means okay this complete part, the circumference of the circle, the circumference of the circle which is divided into 60 equal divisions. This space 60 divisions of space we have to call minutes space. Are you clear with this? Okay, so minutes space means the face, otherwise dial of a watch is a circle. The face or dial of a watch is a circle whose circumference is divided into 60 equal divisions. Whose circumference is divided into 60 equal divisions is called minutes space. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. Okay, so keyword minutes space, right? So now let us see. So some conditions. So like in general we can get some questions like at what time between 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock so the hands of a clock are inclined at 90 degrees, otherwise the hands of a clock are coinciding, otherwise the hands of a clock are lying in the same straight line but opposite direction. Okay, these type of questions are going to be asked, but the same condition, coincide condition and opposite condition and 90 degrees condition based questions, theoretical questions are going to be given. For example, for every 24 hours how many times the minutes hand and hours hand coincide? Otherwise for every 12 hours how many times the minutes hand and hours hand coincide? Like this, some theoretical questions are going to be asked directly. So we are going to discuss those conditions. Okay, then we are going to discuss hours hand condition and minutes hand condition also. Okay, let us see first of all coincide condition. So coincide condition. So the best example for coincide condition is that 12 o'clock. So the best example for coincide condition is 12 o'clock. So when the time is 12 o'clock, when the time is 12 o'clock. So hours hand is lying on number 12 and minutes hand is also lying on number 12. Now can we say the hours hand and minutes hand are coinciding or not? Yes. Okay, so now let us see. So the best example for coincident condition is 12 o'clock. Okay, to explain you this condition, I have taken 12 o'clock as example. Now see, so here you have to remember these condition. Okay, so for every 1 hour, remember for every 1 hour, how many times coincident condition takes place means only one time. Remember the condition, for every 1 hour, how many times coincident condition take place? That means these type of condition. Okay, so for every 1 hour only one time coincident condition takes place. For every 1 hour one time coincident condition means for every 12 hours it should be 12. Okay, for 1 hour one time coincident condition means for 12 hours it should be 12. Okay, so 12 times condition, but in general we will get 11 times only. We will get coincident condition only 11 times for every 12 hours. Why means I'll tell you the reason now. Okay, so let me explain you. See, for 1 o'clock one time coincident condition take place. For 2 o'clock one more time condition, okay, coincident condition takes place. For 3 o'clock one more time coincident condition take place. Like this up to 10 o'clock 10 independent coincident conditions takes place, but for 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock we don't have independent conditions, independent coincident condition. There are no separate coincident conditions for 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock. But for these two, so one common condition is there. Okay, so one common condition, that means for 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock only one time coincident condition takes place when the time is 12 o'clock. When the time is 12 o'clock, you can see, you are able to see one coincident condition. So that is the same coincident condition. That is the same coincident condition which belongs to 11 o'clock as well as 12 o'clock. Okay, na? So that is why we are getting 11 conditions instead of 12 condition. I hope it is clear. Okay, it is clear to you now, right? So for 1 hour, if it is taking one time coincident condition means for 12 hours it is 11 times. Why means this is the reason. Okay, for 11 and 12 there are no separate condition but only one coincident condition. Okay, so for 12 hours 11 times coincident condition is taking place means for 24 hours, for 24 hours how many times the condition must take place? 22 times only. Okay, 22 times only. So what is the angle between, the hours hand and the minutes hand when the condition is coincide? That means if the minutes hand and the hours hand are coinciding means what is the angle between the hours hand and the minutes hand? It is 0 degree. It is 0 degree. Now let us see, okay, next condition, opposite condition. So opposite condition means the minutes hand and the hours hand must be lying on a same straight line, but those two, okay, so hands should be lies opposite to each other. Okay, so here also the condition, the best example for opposite condition is that 6 o'clock. It means when the time is 6 o'clock you can clearly see 180 degrees condition. That means the opposite condition between hours hand and minutes hand. So this opposite condition also for every 1 hour one time opposite condition takes place in general. Okay, remember this point, for every 1 hour only one time opposite condition takes place. For every 12 hours actually it should be 12, but we are going to get 11 only, 11 condition. But where we are missing that one condition, I will explain you. Okay, see here also for 1 o'clock one time opposite condition take place. For 2 o'clock one time opposite condition, one more time opposite condition takes place. For 3 o'clock one more time opposite condition takes place. So like this up to 4 it takes place. So independent conditions are going to be formed. But for 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock we don't have two separate opposite condition, but only one common condition is there, and for 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, okay, for 12 o'clock, so we have different condition. But for 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock we don't have independent condition, but it is a common condition. Okay, so here for 5 and 6, instead of two condition we are getting only one condition. Okay, here we are missing, we are losing one opposite condition. That is why we are getting 11 times instead of 12 times. For every 12 hours it should be 12 condition. Okay, so but for every 12 hour we are getting 11 times. Why? So what is the reason means? Okay, this is the reason. For 5 and 6 we don't have separate condition, but it's a common condition, thereby we are losing one condition. Okay, so for 12 hours if it is taking 11 times opposite condition, means for every 24 hours how many conditions it should be? 22 times the hours hand and minutes hand lies opposite to each other in a same straight line. Now tell me, what is the angle between the hours hand and minutes hand for opposite condition? Clearly it is 180 degrees. Okay, so clearly it is 180 degrees. Now let us see one more condition. So that is right angle condition or 90 degrees condition. Okay, so we have already seen, so for every 1 hour only one time coincident condition takes place and only one time opposite condition also takes place. But here, so right angle condition, for every 1 hour two times right angle condition takes place. It means at two different times, for every 1 hour at two different time intervals, so right angle condition takes place. Okay, for every 1 hour only one time opposite condition takes place, means for every 1 hour at one, okay, so time interval opposite condition takes place, otherwise coincident condition takes place. Here 2 means, okay, if you take any one, so for example 1 o'clock, for 1 o'clock at one point of time first time right angle condition takes place, and at another point of time, okay, second time right angle condition takes place. So that is the meaning of the condition. For every 1 hour two times right angle condition takes place, means for every 1 hour, for example let me, okay, so take one simple example at 1:15. So this is not exact value, just for example I am taking. So at 1:15 first time right angle condition, okay, so taking place. Now so at 1:45 second time right angle condition may take place. Okay, so it means at two different intervals, so two different right angle conditions are going to be taken place. So first time right angle condition is there and the second time right angle condition also there. That's what the meaning of this two. Okay, so for every 1 hour if it is, okay, so forming two times right angle condition, means for every 12 hours how many times right angle condition must take place? It should be 24. But in general we will get only 22 conditions. We will get 22 conditions. So you may have that down. So why, sir? Okay, so how is it possible? You may have that down. So now let me explain you in a clear way. Okay, so I already told you for every 1 hour two times condition take place. Now for 1 o'clock first time right angle condition is possible and second time right angle condition also possible. You'll come to know while calculating, while solving the problems, you'll come to know. So at what time exactly we are going to get first time right angle condition for 1 o'clock, and at what time exactly second time right angle condition is going to be taking place. So we are going to solve. While solving the problems you'll come to know. Okay, no need to worry about that. For 1 o'clock first time condition take place and second time also condition take place. If you take 2 o'clock, okay, so for 2 o'clock first time condition is possible, but there is no separate second condition for 2 o'clock. Remember, for 2 o'clock first time right angle condition takes place, but there is no separate second time right angle condition for 2 o'clock. Okay, so for 3 o'clock there is no separate right angle condition, there is no separate first time right angle condition, okay, for 3 o'clock, but there is a separate, okay, so second time right angle condition for 3 o'clock. See, for 2 o'clock there is no separate second time right angle condition, for 3 o'clock there is no separate first time right angle condition, but these two conditions together takes place when the time is 3 o'clock. When the time is 3 o'clock. What does it mean? When the time is 3 o'clock, we are able to see 190 degrees condition. Yes. Okay, so this is the same right angle condition, this is the same right angle condition which belongs to second condition of 2 o'clock and first condition of 3 o'clock. Okay, so for 2 o'clock second condition and for 3 o'clock first condition, where we can see right angle condition when the time is 3 o'clock. So instead of two condition, how many conditions we are forming here? We are able to see only one condition. It means we are losing one condition na? We are losing one condition out of 24. Okay, now similarly for 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock also, for 8 o'clock first condition is possible but second condition is not possible. Okay, for 8 o'clock first condition is possible but second condition is not possible. Similarly for 9 o'clock first condition is not possible but second condition is possible. Okay, so for 8 o'clock second condition and for 9 o'clock first condition, we can see 90 degrees condition when the time is 9 o'clock. When the time is 9 o'clock, it means when the time is 9 o'clock we can see right angle condition, that is the same right angle condition which belongs to second condition of 8 o'clock and first condition of 9 o'clock. So thereby here also we are losing one more condition out of 24. So total how many conditions we are losing? Two conditions we are losing, okay, out of 24. So that is why I have written here 24 minus 2. So simply can we say for every 12 hours, how many times right angle condition takes place? 22 times only. For every 1 hour, 2 times right angle condition takes place. For every 12 hours, 22 times right angle condition takes place. Where those two conditions are, we are losing means at 3 o'clock one time, at 9 o'clock one time, we are losing the condition. Okay, now for 12 hours if it is taking 22 times right angle condition, means for 24 hours, for 24 hours how many times right angle condition takes place? 44 times. Okay, 44 times. See, these conditions they are going to ask you directly in the exam. Okay, like this, for every 24 hours, otherwise for every one day, for every day, how many times the minutes hand and hours hand makes 90 degrees angle? Okay, for every 24 hours, how many times the minutes hand and hours hand so coincide each other? Likewise, directly theoretical question they are going to ask you. So that is why we have to remember this condition. Okay, so now what is the angle between the hours hand and minutes hand when the condition is right angle condition? Obviously it is 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees. Now let us see one more point. Okay, so here I have written that point, minutes hand gains 55 minutes space over on the hours hand for every 60 minutes. For every 60 minutes. Okay, so what is the point? So minutes hand gains 55 minutes space over on the hours hand for every 60 minutes. What does it mean actually? Okay, let me explain you in a clear way. Okay, so for example, let us take 1 hour. Okay, so any hour. So for example, now the time is 3 o'clock. Okay, now the time is 3 o'clock. So after 1 hour means at 4 o'clock. Okay, after 1 hour means at 4 o'clock. In this 1 hour time duration, so this minutes hand, okay, starts from this 12 and it comes like this and it completes the circle and it will come back to 12 again. So it means in this 1 hour the minutes hand is covering how many minutes? So minutes hand so covers 60 minutes space. Minutes hand covers 60 minutes space in this 1 hour time duration only. Okay, so the hours hand from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock it moves. Okay, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock it moves. We know from one number to another number how many minutes space divisions are there? 5 minutes space now. It means this hours hand is going to cover only 5 minutes space in 1 hour. Are you getting my point? Yes. Okay, so hours hand covers 5 minutes space okay, for every 1 hour. Now if we observe, minutes a hand is covering 60 minutes space in 1 hour, that means 60 minutes, and hours a hand is covering 5 minutes space in, okay, so 1 hour. Now so which hand is moving very quickly or fastly? I can say minutes a hand na? By how much difference? 55 minutes space, okay. So the hours a hand, okay, sorry, this minutes a hand, minutes a hand, minutes a hand gains 60 minus 5 minutes space in every 60 minutes, in every 60 minutes. It means minutes a hand is gaining 55 minutes space, 55 minutes space when we compare over and the hours a hand for every, okay, 60 minutes space, okay. So that's what the meaning of the point. For every, okay, so 1 hour the minutes a hand gains 55 minutes space over on the hours a hand. Now let us see hours a hand condition and minutes a hand condition, okay, right. So what is the total angle of this clock? 360 degrees, there is no doubt in this, okay, right. So we know that for every 12 hours, the hours a hand comes to the same position or not. It means if you look at the clock here, so hours a hand is at number 3. After how many hours the same hours a hand comes to, okay, number 3 only? Obviously after 12 hours, okay. It means what we can say, for every 12 hours the minutes hand is resetting its position to the original place, okay. In this 12 hours, how many degrees, how much angle it covers? 360 degrees. For every 12 hours, the hours a hand resets its position by covering 360 degrees. Okay. For 12 hours, if it is covering 360 degrees, means for every 1 hour, how much it covers? Simply, so just cross multiplication. Okay. So cross multiplication procedure. So what we can get? So 360 degrees divided by 12. So what is that? 30 degrees. 30 degrees. What does that mean? For every 1 hour, the hours a hand covers 30 degrees. This condition we have to remember. Okay, na? So for every 1 hour, the hours a hand covers 30 degrees. For 1 hour, if the hours a hand is covering 30 degrees, means for every 1 minute, how much it is going to cover. Okay, we will derive that point also from the same point. Now 1 hour means, can I write 60 minutes? Okay, 60 minutes. Within 60 minutes, the same hours a hand is covering 30 degrees. So then in 1 minute, how much it covers means, what we can write here on. Okay, so it is nothing but 30 degrees divided by 60. 30 degrees divided by 60. Now 0 gets cancelled out. Here it is half degree. Okay, here it is half degree, right? So the same hours a hand. Okay, for every 1 minute, the same hours a hand covers half degree. This point also we have to remember. Okay, so for 1 hour, the hours a hand is covering 30 degrees. So the same hours a hand for every 1 minute, it covers half degree. Okay, na? So for every 1 hour, the hours a hand is covering 30 degrees. See, for 1 hour, 30 degrees means for 2 hours, so 2 into 30 degrees it covers, na? Okay, for 1 hour, if the hours hand is covering 30 degrees, means for every 2 hours it is going to cover 2 into 30 degrees, it is 60. Okay, so for 3 hours, it is going to cover 3 into 30 degrees. So for example, for h hours, how much angle it covers? Simply h into 30 degrees. Okay, so 30 degrees. Now let's see one more condition. Okay, so one more condition. We know already Okay, so the same hours hand, within every 1 minute, how much it covers? Half degree. We have already derived this point. So for every 1 minute, the same hours hand covers half degree. Okay, so for 1 minute, if it is covering half degree, means for 2 minutes how much it covers? For 2 minutes how much it covers? 2 into half degree, 2 into half degree. So for 3 minutes how much it covers? So 3 into half degree. So similarly for m minutes, how much it covers? M into half degree. Now what we can say, for every 1 hour also the hours hand is covering some angle, for every minute also the hours hand is covering some angle. Okay, now what I can say, what is the angle covered by the hours hand means? Okay, what is the total angle covered by the hours hand means? So angle covered for every 1 hour plus angle covered for every minute also. It means, okay, so this is so h into 30 degrees plus m into half degrees. Okay, for every 1 hour also the hours hand makes some angle, for every minute also the hours hand makes some angle. So that is why the angle covered by the hours hand is denoted with theta h according to our methodology. Theta h equal to hours into 30 degrees plus minutes into half degree. Okay, so this is the formula, simple formula to find out the angle covered by the hours hand. Now let us see how to find out the angle covered by the minutes hand. Okay, now let us see one more condition, minutes hand condition. As we have discussed, so hours hand resets its position after every 12 hours. So in the same way, minutes hand resets its position after every 1 hour. So for example, now the minutes hand is on number 12. After how many hours, otherwise after how many minutes, the same minutes hand comes to the same position again after every 1 hour. So it means simply I can say after every 1 hour the minutes hand is going to coming to the same position. Okay, so by covering 360 degrees, it means for every 1 hour, the minutes hand covers 360 degrees. For every 1 hour the minutes hand covers 360 degrees. So for every 1 hour, the minutes hand covers 360 degrees to come to the same position. Okay. So for 1 hour, if the minutes hand is covering 360 degrees means, so the 1 hour can be written as 60 minutes. Na? It can be written as 60 minutes. So the same minutes hand covers, so 360 degrees in 60 minutes. Now in 60 minutes, if it is covering 360 degrees means in 1 minute, how much it covers? Means, okay, so simply 360 degrees divided by 60, 0 gets cancelled out. So 6 1 times, 6 times, it means 6 degrees. What does it mean? So for every 1 minute, the minutes hand covers 6 degrees. For every 1 minute, the minutes hand covers 6 degrees. Okay. Now let us see for 1 minute. For 1 minute, if the minutes hand is covering 6 degrees means for 2 minutes, it covers 2 into 6 degrees. For 3 minutes, it covers 3 into 6 degrees. Okay. So for m minutes, it covers m into 6 degrees. Okay, so what does it mean? So the angle covered by the minutes hand, let us suppose theta m, the angle covered by the minutes hand theta m, so is nothing but minutes into 6 degrees. This is the formula to find out theta m value. Okay, so what is the formula for theta h? That means angle covered by the hours hand. So hours into 30 degrees plus minutes into half degrees. Whereas theta m value is, so angle covered by the minutes hand is nothing but simply minutes into 6 degrees. So now we know the formula for theta h. Theta h means angle covered by the hours hand. So what is the formula? Hours into 30 degrees plus minutes into half degrees. What's the formula for angle covered by the minutes hand theta m? Simply minutes into half degree. Okay, so minutes into 6 degrees. Now, so theta value, that means suppose if they ask you a question like this, what is the angle between the hours hand and minutes hand? So definitely they are going to ask you this question. Okay, so because this is one of the frequently asked questions, right? So what is the angle covered by the minutes hand and hours hand means? Okay, angle between the hours hand and minutes hand means, so this is nothing but the difference between theta h and theta m. Okay, so angle difference between the angle covered by the minutes hand and okay, angle covered by the hours hand. Okay, so this value, remember, this value has to be always less than 180. Okay, always less than 180. And sometimes they will ask you reflex angle also, so reflex angle is denoted with, okay, so theta r. This value should be always greater than 180 degrees. This condition you have to remember. Okay, by using this formula we can answer theta value. Otherwise, in okay, so first video and second video in class part 1 and class part 2, so I have explained how to find out theta value and theta r value, and so one more model also I have explained. So the model is like at what time between 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock the hands of a clock form 90 degrees angle and coincide condition or opposite condition. So that model also I have explained with very simple shortcuts. Within seconds we can answer this question with the help of the okay, shortcuts which I explained in video, first video and second video. So for questions on okay, clock chapter, better you can watch my first video and second video. So questions related to losing condition and gaining condition, so I'm going to do one more video. In that video you can see so gains related and losing condition related question. Okay, so angle related question and coincide condition, opposite condition related questions are covered in part 1 and part 2. Okay, so this gain and losing conditions I'm going to cover in the next video. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you like my video, okay, so if you like my videos, so just so share and share with your friends. Okay, so if you really like our videos, you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you.